here's part 2. My phone is dumb and won't upload anything to YouTube that's longer than 10 minutes, so I have to cut it off. By the way, I am wearing a shirt under here. It's just white, so I just realized that it looks like I'm naked under my sweatshirt, but I'm not. So yeah, that was yesterday. Fun with ice cream and not fun with ice cream. Oh my god, it was not fun at all. And then today was kind of more of the same, and my evaluation at the eating disorder treatment is tomorrow at 9:45 in the morning. So naturally, I'm having all kinds of lovely anxiety and swelling of symptoms, like I mentioned. Sorry, I'm like super dizzy right now. I just thought I was swaying, and then I looked at my phone and found that I wasn't actually, because I can see myself in the video I'm making. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, right. Okay, so today. So today was kind of more of the same stuff, like I have to eat, especially because we fought about it last night and I felt really bad, like now I have to eat and I don't want to. I mean, it's not that I don't want to. I do. I really do. But I don't. It's just, like, right now is a very, very bad time to have to eat because of all the, like, shit that's flying around in here, you know, about, like, going to treatment and all that stuff, like, all the crap in there makes it just so hard, like, and then, so that leads me to the next thing I was going to talk about, which is Zumba. So tonight, I taught my last Zumba class, before stopping to go to treatment for a while. Oh my god, it was horrible. Like, I was really upset on the way over there. And so when class started, I said, well, and like, why does this always have to happen? I don't understand. When I left my one of my other jobs, the last time I was there, and like, this was before I actually had to leave, but I knew it was coming, and the lady said to me, "Are you teaching the next term too?" And I was like, no. And the reason I gave her was the actual reason is that the commute was just heinous. Like, it took me over an hour to get there, and it was like, I mean, I loved that class. I loved those people, and I loved the place. The pay wasn't bad either, but, I mean, the commute was just awful. And she's like, well, it just sucks because as soon as we start learning the dances, then they leave. And I knew I was going to have to quit because of this, because of my health. And I couldn't say anything. I was just like, it just broke my heart. I was like, oh my god. Because I knew what I was about to do to them, and like, it just sucked so bad. I felt so guilty. I cried all the way home. Then again, I always cried all the way home from that job because the mirrors in that job were not my friends. Like, I loved everything about that class except the mirrors. They were just old and like warped, and I just hated what I saw. But other than that, that class was great, and I miss them very much. But so tonight, I was waiting for class to start, and then one of the ladies that was sitting outside, she said, "Is Jenna sick?" And Jenna's not her real name, by the way. I just made that name up. Sorry. I don't know where I just went there for a second. She said, "Is she sick?" And I said, "No, she doesn't teach on Mondays anymore." And she goes, "Oh, do you normally teach on Mondays?" Because she's been in my class before. I'm not sure when. I guess maybe when I subbed, or like on my Friday class or something. I don't know, but anyway, she's like, "Do you normally teach? Because your style is similar, and I like your class." And I was like, I said, "Yeah," and like, my friend, her, who subs for me and is actually taking one of my classes, thank you, her mom was standing right there, who, I'm not sure if her mom knows the whole situation, but she knows that I'm leaving, and so I kind of looked at her, like, I was sitting on the floor, and she was standing, and the lady was sitting to my right, and I just looked at her, I was like, what am I gonna say? And I was like, "Yeah, I do, but," and she's like, "Oh, are you sick?" And I was like, "No, yes, no, well," and I didn't know what to say. So I don't even remember what I said, but I was just like, why does this always happen? Like, honestly. So anyway, I started class, I walked to the front and I said, "Hi everybody, my name's Kate, welcome to Zumba, yay! We're all clapping because that's the way Zumba works. And I was happy, I really was. I mean, I wasn't faking it. And I said a couple of things to say. The first is that if any of you are considering becoming Zumba instructors, I highly recommend it, because your Zumba community will have your back when you need them. Which leads me to my second announcement, which is that this is the last Monday class I'm going to teach until probably January. And then I almost started crying, and I was like, oh god, don't do that. I hate crying in front of people, it's horrible. And I actually made a video for you guys once, but I started crying in the middle of it, so I deleted it and didn't put it up because I hate the way I look when I cry. I'm not ashamed of crying, I just don't like the way I look. So I was just like, oh, hold it together. And then somebody was like, why? One of my regulars. And I was like, well, I was feeling unwell, and I went to the doctor and found that I have a heart problem, which is true. But then they were all sad and everything, and I was like, I have a stack of business cards, you can email me, I'll be back in January, blah, 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 blah. So I did the class. During the cool down, unfortunately, I chose a song that's slow and sad. I mean, it's not sad, but it's slow and kind of pensive, and for a stretch. And that was a hard one to get through. So I made it through, and then I talked to my friend's mom for a couple minutes after class. Fortunately, she told me some very funny stories, so that kind of, I sort of held it together, and I walked out of there, and like, I was so sad walking out of there. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that I am doing this. I can't believe what's going on right now. Like, I just can't believe it. And I like turned around and I looked at the classroom, and I was just like, I can't even deal with this. Like, I know it's not forever. I know, but like, I live for Zumba. Like, Zumba's my life. And it came out of nowhere too, because like, my first Zumba class, I hated it. I was like, Latin dance? I cannot do that. Fortunately, I really liked my teacher. And we're still friends to this day. And I haven't seen her in a while. I miss her. But anyway, so I stayed with it for some reason, and like, it just kind of came out of the clear blue sky. Although that doesn't really apply in Oregon, so I guess it came out of the clouds. And just, like, my career just dropped into my lap, and, like, all of a sudden I discovered, oh my god, this is what I love to do, this is what I want to do forever, I want to teach Zumba for the rest of my life, like, until I can't dance anymore, that's what I want to do. Unfortunately, that day came way sooner than I expected, aka now. So, anyway, I made it to my car before I fell apart, and, so that sucked. Okay. I'm gonna do a thing I don't think I've ever done before. I'm gonna make this a 3-part video. So anyway, that's the update up to now. You can stop watching now if you want to. You don't have to watch the 3rd part unless you want to. The 3rd part's gonna be me I'm gonna be answering some questions about the treatment that I'm going into. Kind of describing it a little bit. So, because I've been asked by several people on Facebook and on YouTube, and the questions are overlapping enough that I'm going to answer them in a 3rd section. But those are the updates up to right now, and I have a very busy day tomorrow. I have my eval at 9:45. My doctor's old doctor that I haven't seen in like 6 or 7 months at 12:30 for more lab work and stuff. So my phosphorus was low on the last one I did. And so she has to run a bunch of tests and stuff before I can be admitted for treatment. And then I have my therapist at 3, and I have to run by my college and drop off my medical withdrawal form. Not looking forward to that. So that's what I have tomorrow, and I'll make an update for you guys after I have all those appointments, and let you know like what is going to happen next and when it's going to happen. So this 3rd part that I'm about to make is describing the treatment. So stay tuned if you want to know, and if not, then have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow or the next day. Okay. Yes. Bye for those of you that are leaving, and for those of you that aren't, I'll talk to you in a second.